Yeah, hi there, it's Graham Healy, and I'm just doing this quick video because I want to highlight a few things on the updated Healy's Integrated Combat Solutions, or Healy's Integrated Self-Defense Academy site. Now, when you have a look at this, you go onto the Commando Krav Maga Australia.com, or you can get there through Yun Jung Do Healy.com, and you'll see this light box come up, and of course there you can put your name in and register your name. But if you try to register your name, you have to be a registered member, a paying member, to register your name. So I'm not taking all the Indian I've got nothing against the Indian people, but the Indian scam artists that come over and try and sell your stuff by signing up to my website. You have to be a member, you have to be a paying member. Now, the purpose of this video is just to, there's a warning here for some, and it's just to give you an idea of the updated version. Let's say the past, the present and the future. Okay, the past is over here. You see my history. You see there's General Choi, there's Grandmaster Yun, there's myself as the Chief Instructor of North Queensland, there's Chong Chul Ree, there's my grandfather, professional boxing coach, and my father, Queensland State Champion in boxing. So I've got a little bit of a background. I've got my own history, and I don't need any, let's say, would-be, if they could be's, endorsing me at all. The important people have already endorsed me. Now, when you go onto the website, I've got a full range of options. We've got flexibility training, we've got dry needling and acupuncture. I've done 6 years of med science. I have a master's certification in dry needling / acupuncture. We have adult classes. If you want to be able to fight like the movie star Jason Bourne, I've just put that up there as a, I suppose, as an attraction. But I was the original instructor to bring the Israeli Commandos out to Australia 2007. And I was the National Director of Commando Krav Maga. So you might learn a thing or two about how to disarm guns, knives, and get out of so-called vicious attacks. And over here we've got my internationally recognised coaching qualifications as an 8th Dan Master. So I don't really need anyone to endorse me. I'm the one doing the endorsing these days. And then up here we've got a video that sort of covers the overview of what I do as well. Now, you can download a timetable here, which we're coming up for February. There's a timetable that we're doing. When you click on that, as you can see, we've got, I'll take my picture out of there a little bit, and you can see we've got Monday through to Sunday. Now, just download that and have a look at it. Now, we'll go back to the website, and this is the light, what they call the light page. So when you go onto the website, a page flicks across and it's called a light box. So we flick off the light box and we get into the website itself, and I've got myself down here a little bit. You can see I've got the images of Bruce Lee, and the reason why I put Bruce Lee there is that's why 99% of martial arts instructors started martial arts when I did in the 70s after boxing, is because of the Bruce Lee movies. In reality, Bruce Lee is, in my opinion, he's the master of masters. Without him, martial arts would not be as popular as it is today. Now, you can go through the website. There's a lot in it, and I've developed it over the years, and I've refined it, and we've got 3 basic areas that I teach, and we'll just see if I can bring that up. It's under the directory page here. Now, under the directory page, you see again. I've got the video there. You've got my background and the 5-star coaching. A little bit of explanation of my origins and roots and where I've come to, where I've gone to, the flexibility training, the kids classes, anti-bullying courses, Commando classes, and of course here you've got, I'll just bring that down, that's the Healy's family boxing academy lineage from Tom Uren to my grandfather and my father through to me. Now, regarding the boxing side of it, basically all I do is teach skills and drills, and the same as the Commando side of it as well. I'm not there trying to teach the next UFC fighter. I'm not interested in that. What I am interested in is teaching the average person skills and drills to be able to defend themselves, and from the flexibility side, because I'm trained in medical science, have done 6 years at university doing that, I understand flexibility training probably in a greater depth than most because of the anatomy and physiology education that I've got over the years. So when we go up here, I just want to bring you up to this particular area. Just recently, I'll just put this here. There's images on this site. Some of them are historical and most of them are current now. Okay, so I've had to muck around with the website in 2023. Now, yeah, I've got a statement here that says, why I resigned twice from Mr. Yun. Now, he was my Grandmaster or Master in the old days, and I'll flick on that, just give you a little bit of an idea. And I just want to go through this because quite often when you resign, a lot of people talk about a lot of things they know nothing about. Now, you've got to remember, I'm the original international instructor of Yun Jung Do, right? So back in 1989 and in 91, I travelled to Papua New Guinea as an international instructor, introducing Yun Jung Do to New Guinea, along with Sonny Ryan, of course, my good friend. So I've had skin in the game from day one. And the other thing is, I was a financial contributor to the start-up capital of Yun Jung Do. So, you know, these various characters who think they know things, I'm the original international instructor. I'm also a founding instructor. I have also contributed financially to the start-up capital. You'll notice all the old brochures and the advertising that I'm all in them. You notice that? Well, there's a reason for that. It's because I was a pioneer of Yun Jung Do. Now, as you go down and have a look at this, it's got my full history on a timeline, and you got, where are we? My boxing, 1984, funnily enough, I established ITF Taekwondo in North Queensland, in Townsville. So with the ITF guys, I established ITF Taekwondo in North Queensland. A lot of people now have taken over from that. Whether or not they give credibility to the hard work I did, I don't know. I don't really care either. But then in 1988, I was part of the ITF under General Choi with Grandmaster Yun, and then I resigned from the ITF, as it says here, because of North Korean politics, i.e. the communists. Well, that's where General Choi was born, so there was a bit of always the communist influence. And then I became a founding instructor at Yun Jung Do. As I said, I was not only a founding instructor, I was the original international master instructor, and I was a financial contributor, therefore a shareholder to Yun Jung Do. Now, despite what anyone says, I put money where my mouth was, as usual, right? Those days, The Grandmaster didn't write any receipts or anything, but money was put into the account to start off Yun Jung Do. Now, as I've got there, I travelled to New Guinea with Sonny Ryan, and we were the first international instructors, so you really can't take that away from us, can you now? The facts are facts. History is history. Then I decided to resign from Yun Jung Do in 1993. Now, underneath this page, I've got a key page which you need a password to get into, and I've got a lot of documentation to verify a lot of things, which is a bit like a loaded weapon, so to speak. For those people who know nothing about nothing, I document everything along the way, because I've been in business and I know how people lie and deceive and basically try and defame people. So all that I've got sitting behind this page, ready to be opened up anytime I like. So be careful with me. Not only am I a good boxer, you know, there's 4 methodologies of self-defense. One is spiritual. I don't have anything to do with the bad guys. Number 2 is mental. Intimidation doesn't work with me. Number 3 is legal. I know all the legal ramifications, and you want to fight with me legally, go right ahead, because I'm ready 24/7. And the last one is physical. I mean, I've had to sort out a few physical things over the years, but you know, those first 4, spiritual, mental and legal, they're the main ones. Physical's there just in case you got to sort out some smart Alex, right? Okay, so that was the last resort, of course. Now, we've got down here, travelled to PNG, did all that. Then in the year 2000, I'm the actual founding master of the International Self-Defense Association. So I was the president and the founder, and I recruited all the people in the International Self-Defense Association. I ran that for 5 years. I got sponsorship from the director of Cashback, who was a mate of mine in a company that I was subcontracted to, and he donated to me in my company account. It was about $6,000, right? So that money was in trust in my account legally. Then, as we go down the timeline, 2000, here we go, founded ISDA, International Self-Defense Association. I was the only one to financially contribute with sponsorship money. I'm the only one. Remember before, when I said I was a founder of Yun Jung Do, I contributed financially to the startup capital. I wasn't the only one there, but you can't take that away from me. I had skin in the game. And in International Self-Defense Association, the only one who founded and contributed finances was me, funnily enough. Now, I moved on. Then in 2005 I separated myself from a corrupt group, right, who stole money and displayed zero integrity. When I say a corrupt group, the group that I had put together decided they were going to turn on me and steal the money. The funny thing is, you know, with integrity, as soon as money is put into the equation, suddenly you find out whether people have got integrity or they haven't got integrity. Funnily enough, the group at that time distributed illegally and were joint and severally liable legally, but you know, the amounts weren't a worry. You know, $5,000, $6,000, I'm not going to go to court for that, but the principle's there. So I moved on and continued on, and then 2007 I sponsored Monty Isaac which was the original founder of Commando Krav Maga to Australia, and I established Commando Krav Maga in Australia. Was made national director. How about that? And I was the one, again, who come up with the money to sponsor Monty Isaac to Australia. Myself and a very famous Kung Fu master, Bobby Gabishak, rang me. And Bobby Gabishak is in the direct line of Grandmaster William Chung, who is in the direct line of none other than Ip Man himself. So there's a fair bit of credibility and integrity in what I've done. Okay, so again, Monty was a good bloke, but wanted more money than he was worth, and so I absorbed Commando Krav Maga into my system and made it the Healy's Integrated Combat Solutions. Now, in 2016, I started 6 years of med science. You see, the thing is, I've never stopped educating myself. I mean, you know, I've been sort of involved in martial arts politics a little bit, not because I wanted to be, but because it just happened to be. And, you know, because I was a head instructor and all that, people try and drag you into politics. I'm not interested in politics. I'm only interested in what you can do, or what you can teach, or what you can display. You know, a bit of intelligence goes a long way in my book. So 2016, I started 6 years of med science at university. I'm now qualified. I also have a master's degree in master's certification in dry needling and acupuncture. So I've got a med science degree, plus all those other qualifications, plus all the personal training qualifications, TAF teacher, you name it, I've got all those qualifications. And the reason why I did that is because I sort of believe that you can't just have practical skills, you've got to have educational skills to go with it. You need the practical and you need the education to go with it, okay? And I've put the money in to do all this. I haven't been the one taking money from people. I've been the one supporting my own educational qualifications and all the other stuff we spoke about in martial arts. I've been the one that's put the money in. I've been the one that started the start-up capital things and all this sort of stuff. So anyway, funnily enough, around about 2015, Grandmaster Yun contacted me. Now, why did he contact me? You know, 20 years, you know, he was going to do it his way, right? Basically, in a way, follow what I had already laid down in my first resignation letter in 1993, where I said the martial arts instructor can't just be a black belt, because all the black belts are just recognised by the master. So in Australia you need some kind of formal education, be it sports coaching and or be it tertiary level education, then plus your black belt. So I went down that track and I linked up with Grandmaster Barry Johnson, who's a Kokushinkai Grandmaster these days, and he had a registered training organisation called Koshintai or something. Anyway, it became the Australian Academy of Sports Coaching, and Barry had delivered 15,000 VTech qualifications to all the top martial arts instructors, and had contributed, get this, $20 million into the Australian economy. And I was part of that. I was doing the personal training certifications and the recognised prior learning for martial arts instructors in Brisbane. I had offices in a gym opposite PA Hospital. So I was effectively doing what I had set out to do in 1993. Then, as I say, 2015, I got a phone call from Grandmaster Yun, who had never spoken to me since I resigned in 93. Anyway, we had these various conversations, eventually leading to me just at the beginning of the pandemic, COVID, just at the beginning of that, he convinced me to start another Yun Jung Do club. And I spent a lot of money. Again, me spending the money, not the Grandmaster, by the way. He spent nothing. A lot of talk, a lot of meetings at coffee shops and all the rest of it, and a lot of talk about, the future of Yun Jung Do, etc., but nothing financially behind anything except me. Again, back in 1993 was the same. So I thought, sentimental reasons, I'd give it another go. So in the beginning of 2020, late 2019, I then went on this massive promotional campaign where I did shopping centres, I did brochures, I did I did Facebook advertising, I did shopping centres twice, biggest shopping centre in Brisbane. This all costs a lot of money. So probably it cost me around about $6,000 plus time, energy and effort, probably up to about 10 grand. Now, out of that, Mr. Yun contributed nothing. And just like back in the day in 1993 or 1989 when we formed Yun Jung Do, I contributed, it was about 5 grand back then. And at that time, yes, Mr. Yun did put in a bit of money, about the same, for the start-up capital. Well, this time round, no such thing was coming forward. So that's all right. I expected to, just build my business accordingly. Then the Grandmaster asked me, asked me to rebuild his website. So I spent 6 weeks rebuilding, scanning all the photographs he gave me, which are literally hundreds of photographs, and rebuilding a brand new website. And it cost me about 6 grand in time, energy and effort. And then when I went to see him for the payment, suddenly he got amnesia, and he said, I thought you were doing my website. Anyway, so you look at that, there's 6 grand there, there's another 6 grand to do all the promotions, there's another 12 grand. I've sort of worked out over the period of time from the inception of Yun Jung Do to just recently, and I resigned again in August 2022, I've spent about 25 grand. So I've got skin in the game, and I've got a lot of, let me say, capital invested. And when the characters come out and try and talk about me behind my back, you've got to ask yourself, what have they put in financially? And the usual answer is absolutely nothing. So that's just a little update there from Graham Healy. Now, as we go down the page, you can read this for yourself on the website. Now I've got a warning here. Warning about any defamatory statements about me. Unfortunately, those who claim to know the truth will be challenged legally. Over the last 40 years, I've kept written records of all persons involved in everything. Now you can go through and read all this. I've never operated anything but above board, whereas various other parties that have been associated with me in the past have done the wrong thing, and I've had to move on. So that's the past, and I've had to close that chapter. Now, what about the present? What am I doing now? So, I can't be worried about the past because you just learn lessons by the past, right? So the future, what I'm going to do, and am doing now, is I'm developing Healy's Integrated Self-Defense Academy to the next level. So those people who know my background, who know my credibility, who know that I've put money, a lot of money, into what I've done, and including others, other systems, including Yun Jung Do. I've put a lot of money into that, got nothing back, but I've established my own reputation and my own business model. So those people who wish to affiliate with the with Healy's Integrated Self-Defense Academy, I think you won't be disappointed. Or if you want to go through and do all this stuff from the past, you're quite welcome to do that. But if you want to join me and move into the future and do the 3 pillars that I've got in my system, which is the boxing, which is skills and drills. We've got the martial arts training, Taekwondo refined to Yun Jung Do, to the Healy system, and we've got the Commando Krav Maga system as well, which I've integrated as integrated combat solutions. So if you want to do that, that's the updated version, and that's what I'm doing in the future. You'll notice I've changed the website so that we've got the ISDA logo. I've taken out all the other logos and all the other names and all the other images. Even though I've got them trademarked, I don't really need them. And there's nothing that I need. And just a little commentary as I finish off regarding patterns, whether they be ITF, whether they be Yun Jung Do, whether they be karate or kung fu, there is no copyright on human movement. So whatever you're doing, whatever patterns you're doing, there is no copyright. So you can't tell anyone that they can't do a kung fu pattern or they can't do a certain dance move, because human movement is not copyrightable. So on that note, it's Graham Healy over and out. Remember that I've put a lot of financial skin in the game here, and I've had to resign twice. So you figure it out from there. And those who want to connect with me, you're quite welcome to. But I'll take you to another level with all this, and it'll be a well-educated level. Because you already know what journey I've been through, so you won't go through any of that sort of stuff with me. And that's Graham Healy. So I thought I'd just update you, and have a great day, and over and out. Any questions, please give me a call, preferably about the future, not about the past. I think I've got enough historical information to clue everyone up who has any questions. Okay, Graham Healy over and out. Have a great day.